Welcome to the Tenant File Property Management software. This video will show you the 3 options that you can order with the Tenant File program. Hopefully you have already watched the video about the Tenant File program first so that you can see how these 3 great additions complement the main program. While these 3 optional programs are not required, they all interact and add to the main Tenant File program to extend the capabilities and the detail that you can manage. Here are the 3 options that we will cover in this video. First, the word processor with over 150 management forms. Even though the main Tenant File program has numerous reports such as statements, income expense reports, cash flow reports, and much more, this option contains a basic word processor so that you can create your own documents and insert the Tenant File information directly into that document. You can use this to create customized leases, notices, mail merges, and much more. In addition to that, it already comes with over 150 excellent property management documents so that you can use, modify, and insert tenant file fields into those as well. Next, we're going to talk about the work order program. This expands the capabilities of the tenant file to keep detailed information about each and every job that is performed on your rental properties. This program is integrated with the Tenant File program and organizes your maintenance records, yet it is very easy to use. You can maintain each work order, print reports, and create checks to your vendors which are automatically transferred to the Tenant File for printing and posting to the ledgers. Lastly, we're going to cover the 1099 miscellaneous program. At the end of the year, you are responsible to send 1099 miscellaneous forms to any owners that you manage property for and any independent contractor that you have paid over a certain amount. This simple program will compile the information for both and will print out the information on pre-printed 1099 miscellaneous forms that are available from most office supply stores. We are going to cover all of these options in more detail in the next few minutes. You'll see that all of them are very helpful and easy to use. First, let's take a closer look at the Tenant File Word Processor with over 150 forms. To get into the Word Processor, all you have to do is click File at the top and select Word Processor. The first screen that you see will have the basic instructions on how to open a document and how to add fields to your document, although you will get a printed guide with the program as well. I'm going to go to File and Open. There's a cleaning and make ready document. You just highlight the document and click Open. And here you've got a document that you can print out and list the different items that you need to check off for the make ready. To open another document, you click on File, click Open. This time we'll take a quick look at the independent contractor agreement right here. This is an agreement that you might give to someone who's going to be doing some work for you so that you're protected and make sure that they have their own insurance and that they're not working directly for you as an employee. This is a special letter or document that comes with the program. There's one for the tenant and there's one for the owner. It's kind of a sample to show you how you can insert fields into a document. This will be the tenant letter right here. Let's go ahead and open up this document here. This is just a bare bones document with nothing really entered. All of these fields have already been entered for you, and you can enter any field that you want. Now what happens is these fields here are different fields that are in the tenant file. So if you go up to Data Fields and select Navigation buttons, it brings first, previous, next, last, and find. So if you wanted to say, write this letter to a specific tenant, you can click on Find, click on Tenants, find the tenant you want it to go to, click OK, and it'll insert all the tenants' information in here, and you can print that out. Now there's something really nice about this that you can do. That is the mail merge. So if you click on File and go to Mail Merge, it gives you a lot of options that are criteria. So let's say you only wanted to print this report for tenants that have a specific due date. Then you could easily do that. Just say due date of the 5th, and it's going to just pull up tenants that have a due date on the 5th, which is right here. So again, this can be any kind of letter that you want. If you're going to send a letter to remind them to put batteries in their fire alarms, or if you want to have them change their air filters, whatever you want to do, you can just create a letter for that. You can save that letter as a template, and then you can print all those letters out to your tenants. And to exit the word processor, click exit here. Now let's take a quick look at the work order option. You open it the same way. You click on File, you go to Work Orders. The main part of the work order program is the entry form, and that brings up the first work order. We'll go through the screen real quickly. Every work order has reported, ordered, or completed status. That's selected right here. These are the dates. So if someone calls in and reports that they want a plumbing repair, at that point it's reported, and you put in the date it was reported. When you order it to be done, if you order the work to be done by your contractor, that's the order date. And then once it's actually completed, that's the completed date. So there's 3 stages that a work order can be in. You have plenty of space to list how the vendor is going to get into the house to do the work. You can have entry notes. You can have a field where you know who submitted the work order. The remark is going to go in your ledgers later on. You have plenty of room for a job description. You can mark up any work order by a percentage so that what gets posted to the owner is a higher percent than the actual cost of the work order. It uses all the fields that are in the tenant file, all the locations. You just pick what location that you want it to be assigned to this work order. All the vendors are listed, and you can use any account that's in the tenant file program. And you notice it automatically pulls in the vendor phone numbers and the tenant phone numbers, so you can call the tenant ahead of time to let them know the vendor's on their way, or you can call the vendor and set this job up. Below here it has a list of all the materials that you can use. There's no limit to that. You can have labor, you can add tax, and you can even put a tax on materials separately. It adds everything up, and there's your work order. Now this is a listing. These are the same work orders that we were just looking at, but it's in a lot more compact format, and you can sort by a number of ways. The work order program is really known for being very simple to use. There's only like about 4 screens, and those 4 screens are very powerful though. For example, if you want to see what is all the jobs that have been done at 1275 Cedar Trail Drive, you just click on location, type in 1275 under first and 1275 under last, and refresh the list, and it gives you all the jobs that are done there. So you can do that by location, you can do it by vendor. Let's pick one of our vendors. Let's say Reed Plumbing. So it's on vendor now. I'm going to type REE, part of the word Reed, and it finds the jobs that have been done by Reed Plumbing. We've covered the entry form, the listing, create checks. The work order program automatically creates checks for all these jobs done, sends them to the tenant file, and they're waiting in your main tenant file program to be printed. And lastly, you've got reports. It's a small screen, but it's very powerful again, like the listing screen. You can select whatever report that you want, say materials report, and it'll print all the work orders that are in the criteria that you asked for. So as you can see, by using the status, by using the sort by using the name range and the date range, you have an incredible variety of what you can print. And you see that the work order program is very helpful. It'll keep a lot of detail. It'll keep materials used on each job and all the information that you need to manage your property efficiently. Alright, so let's go ahead and exit from here. Alright, here's the 1099 program. The 1099 program will print the 1099s for your owners or your vendors. So let's take a quick look at what we have here. Right now it's set up to report on income to your owners. It's going to sort by the owner's name. You have 2 different types of reports that you can have. One is a report listing, which is what you would want to look at first, and once that looks okay, you can switch to the actual form and print out your forms. You have the payer would be you. This is your tax ID. Right below here is the location of the tenant file folder. Range to print, that would be a starting and ending alphabetical range, like a particular owner name or a particular vendor. Select income categories. These are all the income categories. Normally you're going to want something like rent received to report on. And then you have the report on dates. So you can put whatever dates that you want in here, and it's going to look for transactions in between those dates. And then you click on the Start Printing button to get your information. Okay, now the same thing is applicable to vendors. You can switch to your payments to vendors. You can sort it a number of ways, and you still have the starting and ending. You have the dates, and this will go through all of the checks that you wrote to your vendors, and if they have a tax ID set up, then it's going to find them and print 1099s for your vendors too. That's the 1099 program. You can see all of these are really easy to use, and they're very well laid out so that they're understandable. You don't really need training on those, but there is a booklet that comes with most of them, or either a help file. All of these options you can buy separately, or you can get a discount if you purchase 2 or more options at the same time. Well, that was kind of a quick run through. I hope you followed that okay, but I didn't want to take too much of your time. But those are the 3 options that come with the Tenant File, and they're all great. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of those options. For pricing, please visit our website, which is tenantfile.com, and click on the ordering button. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to hear from you soon.